Good morning, YouTube. It is Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Katie and I just woke up. We're going to run over to the Beaver Bar, get some breakfast buffet, and we're going to judge the day, see whether we're going to work, whether we're going to tear down. You see, Monster Bright's got some stuff going on this morning, but Reckless is tearing their stuff down already. The jewelry vendor's already gone. Who knows? See how it goes. Check back with you few. All right, guys. As you can tell, it's dark. There's no longer an awning on the side of Goliath. And the trailer's parked over here all loaded up. You know, last I talked to you, we were going to get breakfast. We're coming back over to open up and hope we got some business. And there was no business, not at all. We sat around for a little bit and then we just started cleaning things up. And before you know it, we were in full-fledged teardown. I had to run and drop off the waste oil at the recycling center down the road, and then I went over and met with the welder that I had doing some work on the big trailer for me, and picked it up and brought it back here. And just, you know, before we knew it, we stopped to go get dinner, and on the way to dinner I realized I never pulled the camera out and recorded anything else for the rest of the day. But I'll be honest, you didn't miss anything. So we had dinner, came back, and I think now I'm gonna go take a shower and get some sleep, and we're gonna try to pull out of here bright and early in the morning. So we're probably not gonna close this video just yet. Maybe we'll do some recording on the way home and just make it all one video. All right, guys, you have a good night, but I'm not signing out. We'll see you in the morning. But you know what, before I go to bed, I want to thank all of you who stopped by to visit us. Not just customers came to get work, but those of you who watch the YouTube channel that came by just to say hi. I really appreciate it. And there were quite a few of you, and forgive me, I don't remember all of the names because I am terrible with names. I do remember Dennis. Wow. And there were more that I can remember until now. I'm trying to say it on camera. I can't remember any of the other ones. Other than the bearded guy, Jeff Wallace. He actually came and met us when we were leaving the restaurant earlier tonight. Just as we were walking out. Of course, we had messaged. He knew where I was. And it was kind of nice talking to him. He's got a small YouTube channel as well. And he's growing, and he's doing some interesting things there. A lot of cooking, like Southern style smoking and so on and so forth. He's actually into modeling. I don't mean like he's a supermodel. Not that he couldn't, I mean. But, you know, the like car models and stuff like that. You know, classic cars and whatnot. Pretty neat. He does a lot of car show type stuff too as well. So if you guys go check out his channel, and hope you guys enjoy that one as well. But you know, it's really cool that people want to come out and meet me. And again, it's still kind of strange for me getting used to it, but I actually enjoy it. So thank you for coming out. And if you haven't come out and you intend to come out, I more than encourage it. I actually enjoy meeting people. So, all right, now I'm going to go to bed. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Right now it's about, I don't know, 8:30. As you saw in the last clip, we pulled out of the car wash. It's probably about 6:30. Man, it is foggy out. There's a couple spots to get to this point that I couldn't even see where I was going. Had to slow it down a bunch. So it took us about 2 hours to get here. So now we're at the exit where we actually get onto the interstate. And it's pretty much all interstate from here until we get back into North Carolina. Then we get onto some country back roads again. But, you know, you guys have seen that before. So, you know, again, Katie's following me in the truck. So far, everything's going well. Just kind of taking the time and going slow. Got a long ways to go still, though. Guys, we are back at our favorite rest area here in Waynesville, North Carolina. Didn't do a lot of recording between Myrtle and here, only because between the fog this morning in South Carolina and when we first got into North Carolina, there's quite a bit of rain as we were coming up the mountain out of Spartanburg. So just not a lot of filming, but now it's starting to look beautiful out. The sun's coming out. I mean, there's some clouds back here, but other than that, it's just a beautiful, beautiful day. We still got about an hour and a half to go to get home. We just wanted to stop and use the restroom real quick because this is the last, like, easily accessible place that I can get Goliath in before we get to the house. So this will most likely be our last stop. We can keep on going. Let Ruru run around and do her business for a minute. Now, even though we love this rest stop a lot, I hate pulling out of here. It's an uphill grade the whole way, coming from a stop and waiting for the cars to go by. And I gotta give it everything it's got to get out of here. And even with everything it's got, Goliath does not accelerate that fast. So it's hard to get up to speed. It's 55 mile an hour. But because of the incline, it takes me forever to get there. I saw that sign right there, said Parkway, but that's actually the Blue Ridge Parkway here in North Carolina. That's kind of the top of that peak there. So now we've got downhill grades for the next few miles, some windy roads, not real sharp turns, but this is when we really give the Jake brakes a workout. Just getting ready to kind of crest it down. There we go. brakes. Like, they don't realize that trucks can't slow down as fast as they can. Give us some space, people. Give us some space. Cherokee, North Carolina, and we're on our way through Bryson City now. So we're about 50 miles away from the house, give or take. But did you guys notice the leaves? Yeah, we got fall color start. They're not in full effect yet. We got a lot of yellows, some light red, some of the browns. It's starting to look pretty. Another couple of days or another week or so, it's going to be absolutely beautiful here. Probably about the time we have to head to Daytona. Anyway, guys, in a few more minutes, we're going to be losing our 4-lane highway, and we have to go down to those narrow 2-lane roads that go through the Nantahala Gorge. the spring, we were coming back from Myrtle Beach. I actually screwed up. I waited too late to downshift and I lost my momentum, so I had to go down another gear that I wasn't planning on having to go. And when I went from when I went from 5th gear down to 4th gear, I also have to split from the high range back down to the low range. And when I did that, I screwed up and I missed the shift. And then I couldn't find the gear. So on a 6% incline, 2-lane narrow road, I had to bring Goliath to an absolute complete stop. And then it was so steep, even first gear wasn't good enough. I tried to get going again and I stalled the truck. So I had to go to my low gear. Remember, this is an 8LL transmission because this truck was originally a dump truck. I went to a super low gear and I had to set the parking brake, start letting out on the clutch a little bit, and then give it some throttle and go. It wasn't a good situation. I had a line of cars behind me. But the thing is, in that low gear, I can only do about 2 miles an hour. And the incline was so steep that when I tried to shift, I couldn't. I had to start all over again. So it ended up taking me a couple tries. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the engine. I'm climbing a 6% grade right now in 5th gear. Slow going. I felt bad. There was a line of cars behind me and I was holding them back. Then once you get to the top of that, then you've got that 6% downgrade on 35 mile an hour sharp turns. And with only 2 stages of Jake brake on this, that's very challenging. It seems like no matter what gear I pick, I keep overrunning the RPM, so I'm constantly using the brake to bring the RPM back down and slow down the vehicle speed. I go down it in 5th gear because that's where I can maintain the speed where I don't over rev it as much. If I try 4th gear, then we just run out of RPM way too fast. So it's a little tricky. Once we get to the bottom of that, we go through the Nantahala Outdoor Center, which is a beautiful area. That's where you see all the white rapids and so on and so forth. Hang on, I gotta turn the Jakes on for a second. Alright guys, this is where I was talking about.
and it's windy, so you can't go fast. I'm only doing about 20 mile an hour. All right, sit tight. Let's get through this together.
right, guys, it's about 4 o'clock. We made it back home. We got everything unloaded out of Goliath that we needed to bring back to the house. And we're here, back at my happy place, down by my creek. And man, there are a lot of leaves on the ground. Fall is definitely starting to happen, which is beautiful. Fortunately, it's starting to rain on us as well, so we got home just in time. I think right now, all I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna give Jixer a bath. She stinks. And other than that, I can take the rest of the day off. I mean, not that there's much of the day left, but I'm just gonna relax for the rest of the day because we got a lot to do over the next few days before we get ready to go out to Daytona. Now that I had some of those modifications done to the trailer while we were in Myrtle Beach, now I can try to get that trailer set up the way I actually want to get it set up, so that the next 3 railers we do, everything's in its place and where it needs to be, which makes me very happy. All right, guys, so anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. And until the next time I see you, wait a minute, guys, check out these leaves. It comes in like spurts. There'll be like a mass falling for just a couple of seconds, and then no leaves will fall for like a minute or so. And then all of a sudden, a mass falling again. It must be a breeze up higher in the tree that I'm not feeling down here. But anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Talk to you guys later. Until the next time I see you, you keep those engines running.